Today I am going to be recording a video on a very sad incident, I guess, that occurred. A few weeks ago, we had a thunderstorm. Bet you can all guess where this is going. And this is going to be kind of an angry video, too. So, we had a thunderstorm. It was early in the morning. I wake up early, so I was awake for this. I was sitting where I am right now, and we had some pretty decent lightning. So I shut off the AC at that time, and I think I unplugged it. Just to be on the safe side. And so I was sitting here. All of a sudden, you get the, really loud, really close, vibrates, lightning strike. Nothing happened. I had lights on and nothing happened. So I go downstairs. Everything seems to be fine. Well, as we go through the day, I'm checking these appliances that I've got, and a good number of them have been destroyed by the lightning. In my book, this is the biggest loss. This is a 1980s, and of course the sun's going away now that I'm going to show it in detail. 1980s, I have no idea how you say that, a Nokia. I know there's like a proper way, and I'm just not sure what it is. And it's blurry. What the heck is going on? There we go. Quartz synthesized tuner amplifier. RI. This was my mother's, and this was in the living room. And well, it was in the living room, but we used it for the outside speakers. And here's the power button, as you may now see. It has such a cool sound to it. I mean, it sounds like, you probably won't be able to hear this, but it sounds like a well-made piece of equipment. Let's try to show the sound. It's such a cool piece of equipment. It's really a shame that it got damaged. So, I'm going to try and list everything that failed due to the lightning. This amplifier. There was another amplifier that we actually just bought a few months ago. It broke. I mean, for me, that wasn't as big of a loss because I didn't buy it and it wasn't vintage. But for my father, yeah. So this amplifier, the other amplifier, a television set that we bought less than a month ago. Thankfully, we were able to return it, but that was gone. That's gone. Outrageous. What else? I'm pretty sure at one point we had like 5 or 6 DVD players, and over the past like year and a half, I don't think any of them work properly anymore. It took out our main 5-disc Tanger Sony DVD player in the living room, which stinks because that was a nice piece of equipment. It wasn't vintage, but it was good. Took out some like computer chargers and things. Now here's where this gets interesting. Every single one of these pieces of equipment were plugged into a power strip, such as this. Yes, that looks like a lot is plugged in, but it's really not because the only thing running on that right now is this box fan. So they were all plugged into these power bars. Now, in theory, how these things are supposed to work is when there is a lightning strike, they're supposed to shut off, and so that extra jolt of juice doesn't get to your appliances. At least that's my understanding on how they work. That's everybody else's understanding of how they work that I've talked to. So am I wrong? Probably not. So why the heck did all this stuff break? None of the power bars were tripped. Actually, one breaker was tripped, but the power bar was fine. And the other weird thing is that other things plugged into the same power bar worked just fine. So I don't know what the heck happened. And then things that weren't plugged into the power bar also worked just fine. My television set in my office little room thing that I don't think I've shown a video of yet, but I made one and I'll upload it soon. Works just fine. The VCR player works just fine. So I don't know why that happened. It really, really stinks. I was hoping someday they would give this to me and I could use it. Well, they gave it to me because it doesn't work anymore, but I can't use it. I don't really think there's any practical way to repair it, which really, really stinks. I really like this. It had cool, maybe, probably not. They were probably LEDs, but it looked really cool. I doubt they were neons, but, or whatever the heck you call those displays. So, I guess I've been wanting an amplifier for a while. I was hoping I could just get this one. But I guess I'll look into getting a different one. Because I'd like to have an amplifier in this room and then move my boombox radio thing. I want to move that to the basement where I work on when I work on equipment. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. It just really, really, really stinks. I hate it when vintage stuff breaks. It's very frustrating because you can't replace it, and anything you do replace it with ain't gonna last as long. It just isn't. Well, I wish I could have gotten this on video when it worked, but here's what the full display looks like. You got speakers A, B, phones, power. Buttons with numbers on them. Or letters if you think numbers are letters. This was volume. Bass, treble, balance. Loudness. Half of this stuff I've never used. I've only ever used the power button. I've used these a few times. Volume. Played with these and changed the station. Usually sits on a 1970s and 80s station because that's the proper kind of music to listen to. Not that garbage that they make today. It's horrendous. Especially on a vintage piece of equipment. You've got to listen to the 70s and 80s. Anyway, here's kind of what the inside looks like. I'll get a picture of the back here. Or a moving image, I guess it's a taping, not a photo. When I took this out of service, I was just amazed at how easy this is. It's such a simple piece of equipment to use, but trying to set up the new one was a pain. I'm not sure if it's going to tell me the date that this was manufactured, maybe here. See, made in Malaysia, which is probably why it still worked until lightning struck it. Really a very neat piece of equipment. Warning! Shock hazard. Yes, it is, because the shock hazard broke it. Alright. So, I'm not going to throw it away, because I'm a hoarder. No, I'm not, but I just don't like to waste things. I don't know. I hate to throw away vintage stuff. This is kind of stupid, but if nothing else, it can sit on a shelf and look like it works. You know, it's just off, right? It's so dumb. Whatever. Thank you for watching, and I hope that your amplifier does not break.